of people who work for the city of Pueblo don't actually live in the city. It's a fact that's troubling some on the city council, and they're hoping to change it.
Only on KRDO News Channel 13, Michelle San Miguel spoke with council members and city employees about exploring residency requirements for employees. Michelle.
Good evening. The city manager and city attorney are the only two city employees required to live in Pueblo city limits. But in the coming years, that could change.
107,000 people call the Home of Heroes their home. It's known for its famous green chili, affordable cost of living, and of course the Riverwalk. But 54% of the people who work for the city of Pueblo don't live here.
I don't know what to make of it. I know that, according to current contracts, they're not obligated to live within the city limits.
Of the city's 609 employees, 329 live outside of the city. Nearly 25% live in Pueblo West, including firefighter Damian Pritz.
Some firefighters that have been here, especially the ones that have been here as long as myself, 20 plus years, they feel the need to kind of separate themselves and their family from the calls that we run.
Retired firefighter and councilman Ed Brown has asked the city's legal department to explore what residency requirements it can impose on city employees.
They're some of the highest paid employees in the city, and we're losing tax revenue by them living outside.
The average salary for a city employee is about $60,000. The city has seen little growth in sales tax revenue in recent years, and some council members believe having more city employees living in Pueblo will help boost it.
By having higher income city employees living within the city limits, it just stands to reason that it's going to drive up our economy a bit.
Fire and police departments are the two biggest departments in the city. We found that 64% of fire department employees live outside of city limits, and 58% of police department employees also live outside of the city. Chief Velez, like the majority of other city department heads, does not live in Pueblo. He lives in Colorado Springs.
Why do you live in Colorado Springs?
Well, actually, when I obtained the position here as chief, it was right in the middle of the worst economic conditions for trying to sell a home, and I made the decision back then that I was not going to try to sell my home. I think I would have taken a beating at that time.
For some on council, not having department heads living in the city is a hard pill to swallow. Council President Sandy Daff says she would support requiring newly hired department heads to live within the city.
Just simply making it a part of their contract and incentivizing them to live in the city makes sense.
But if council decides to impose a tax on employees who are not in the city, a city employee warns this discussion could get ugly.
I think a punitive, type system or a punitive attitude is going to get a lot of pushback from the employees. They're not going to want to invest back in our community.
We also found that nearly 50 city employees take their work vehicles home. 31 of those employees live outside of Pueblo city limits. Reporting live in Pueblo, Michelle San Miguel, KRDO News Channel 13.
Well, families crowded that